I just finished reading final essays for a course that I teach on Japanese culture and behavior, and I was really impressed with the learning that the students had accomplished. And it impressed upon me, again, also just how important I think anthropological thinking is right now. So it's both reaffirming to see students going through that process and seeing that they get it. So just to give an example, in Japan, school children clean their own schools. They're taught that it's part of their responsibility, that they're, as a group, taking care of the building, taking care of the institution, that they all have a responsibility collectively to do that. So if we contrast that with the U.S., where there's a custodian who's paid, not paid very much, I assume, that cleans the school, and that work is sort of largely separated from the students and what they are doing at the school. It's sort of not wrapped up in their own identity and who they are in the same way. So here's the interesting thing, is that in both of these cultures, schooling is this kind of exchange with the state. We place the education of our children into the hands of the state. Then the idea is that we expect that through that education that the children are going to be able to grow and then to have a good and productive life. And for the state, then, the return is that they're going to have productive members of society economically or whatever else that means. And so the exchange is sort of happening everywhere, but what differs is the cultural values that are embedded within that. In Japan, part of what's being produced is a person who knows how to care for collective things and for shared spaces, whereas we might think of in the US, part of what's being produced is a person who learns that labor is divided in certain ways and maybe even some sense of class in that region. This is really why anthropology becomes powerful, because at the end of the day, it's never really about other cultures. It's about developing this series of lenses and series of abilities to reflexively think about one's own culture. To say, here's this sort of thing that seems normal to me. Why do I think it's normal? How did I learn that it's normal? And what sorts of things does it support in its idea of normalcy? What sorts of power relationships, for example? So there's these systems that are hiding inside of those mundane things. Systems of gender norms, systems of political norms, system of economic norms, so on and so forth. And so as we learn to awaken to those things and critically assess them, that's really the power of anthropological thinking.